All right, morning. Well, it's not morning at all.
Afternoon.
It's gonna be a depressing statement. So, I don't even know how to go about this. Out of 7 years of hiking, I have never gotten beaten off by a trail. But the Grand Enchantment, we can't hike any farther. So, a lot of stuff happened.
So here's the deal. There's a forest fire behind where we were staying. We got into Monticello. We got an awesome hitchhike into Truth or Consequence.
I filmed that.
With a couple of people who had hiked the Grand Enchantment before.
They were the 8th and 9th people to do it, yeah.
Oh yeah. So when we got to town, we unpacked our boxes, we had lunch, we checked on the status of the fire that was behind us, and that's when we found out that all of the national forests for the remaining 200 miles that we had to do are going to be closed to everyone who's not a firefighter on Thursday.
Yeah, so where we got off, we were using Truth as Consequence as just a rest stop, but where we got off at Monticello, going forward is the Bear Trap Fire, and there is a possible alternate that you could walk into the Apaches and then
do a side trail that doesn't really exist down to a road, and then take the Socorro alternate into Socorro.
Yeah.
And from there, Cibola National Forest is closed in every ranger district, and Sandia National Forest is closed. The Mountain Air Ranger District is closed. So every 200 miles that we have left, only like 25 miles of the official route was still open, and that was possibly going to be closed because the Bear Trap Fire is right above it in the Magdalena Ranger District. And I didn't think it was a smart risk to take to hike towards a fire when there's a fire behind us in the smoke, and then take a really rough trail down to do a road walk.
Yeah, so we physically couldn't go further. So the only feasible quote-unquote alternate we could have done is walk to Socorro and then literally road walk around the entire Mount Air, Cibola National Forest, and then Sandia National Forest.
Road walk around the terminus of the trail.
So we couldn't even walk to the terminus. And so granted, on long trails, like on the CDT and the PCT, we've both done fire alternates, but they're such long trail systems that it doesn't remove the character of the trail. So like on the Continental Divide Trail, if you have to road walk
200 miles.
Yeah, 200 miles to get around something, that's an excessive amount, but you'll still have that footpath from Mexico to Canada and still experience the culture of the trail. The Grand Enchantment Trail, every mile is like so extreme and so different that trying to alt around close to a third of the trail,
there's no point.
It wouldn't be the Grand Enchantment Trail at that point. So
and also like our new friends who had hiked GET before said like this next section that you guys were going to be heading into is beautiful, especially if you can do it like all as one chunk. If you come back in the fall and hike from Albuquerque back to Truth or Consequence, that'll be a really nice hike. In the fall, they're going to have had the monsoons, the fire danger will be over, and the logistics of doing that is not terribly complicated, especially because now we have contacts in the area. So that's our plan for now. Our road trip started a little bit early. We got a ride back to Albuquerque, picked up our car, drove to Santa Fe just for fun, and now we just got to Santa Fe and I really need a nap.
Yeah, so we're in Santa Fe. The only way to keep our footsteps connected after this is to go back to Monticello and walk from Monticello to the terminus when it opens. So forecasted right now, all of Mount Air and Sandia is closed until December 31st.
But they're just saying that. It's just a placeholder date.
It's just they don't have enough personnel. They don't want any more fires near any populated centers. So we're not quitting. At least that's the rationale I've told myself. Technically, in all technicalities, and this is where I find comfort, a through hike is considered a hike of a long distance trail within a calendar year. So if we started April 18th. So if we finish by April 18th, 2023, still considered a through hike. A very slippery slope definition of a through hike, I almost don't even believe it, but that's where I find comfort. In all technicalities, that's how it is defined. So yeah, we'll probably come back and do it in the fall. Like I said, the only feasible alternate around was pure road walk. And for long distance trails, that really makes sense. Anything 2,000 plus, but
you're being really defensive. Like you're expecting people to judge you for not like illegally walking through an active burn zone.
Well, that wasn't an option. Walking through the closed forest wasn't an option. So I actually called the ranger districts of Magdalena and Mount Air to try to get a special use permit, and the rangers were not having it. They said no.
Well, they said no very quickly, but very politely.
Yeah, so we tried everything. There's just no way.
It's just not possible. We reached the end of the trail that we could feasibly hike.
And I don't consider walking 200 miles of Grand Enchantment Trail Grand Enchantment. Like I said, every mile is different.
Walking 200 miles of road walk around the Grand Enchantment Trail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big update. It's not done.
We're going to go to an interactive art experience later.
Sure. It's not done. It's just postponed. We're going to come back and finish it up the last 200 miles. We're going to connect our feet steps. But yeah, today's day 31 technically would have been on the through hike, and it is May 18th.
Yep.
Yes. I want to talk a lot about Truth and Consequence because the folks we met there were super cool. We got a hitchhike from Truth and Consequence that they set up all the way to Albuquerque. Super nice lady that we got her number to. So when we come back to do those last 200 miles, we got some connections in the area that will be super helpful and be super nice to see again. So I guess that's it. Now we're going to start our road trip, go do smaller through hikes where there's not obscene amounts of fire. If you have not, Google Black Fire, New Mexico. That's what the fire is called in the Gila.
And then Bear Trap Fire.
Yeah. But also Google the Black Fire in New Mexico and look at the span of where it is. So we got through that it started 6 hours after we got through it, or at least that's when they projected it started.
Yeah.
So if you look at the route the fire is taken, it's literally followed the Grand Enchantment Trail route. So Me-Own Trailhead, it ate through there and then cut up where the CDT cuts up through Burnt Canyon, all of that stuff. So we got pretty lucky not getting burnt alive. I don't feel lucky. I feel like my soul's burnt alive right now because I've never stopped a through hike until it's been done. Technicalities mean...
We don't have any other choice.
Technicalities mean I'm not because I'm just going to hike. It's like... Okay, here we go. This is going to make no sense to you. What it's like is like I'm going for a calendar year Triple Crown, but completely not going for it. So like calendar year Triple Crowners hike the AT part of it, then go to the PCT, then hike part of that, then go to the CDT, blah, 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 blah. Mix and match until they finish them all up. What we're doing with the Grand Enchantment is the Southwest calendar year Triple Crown. We're doing the Grand Enchantment. Well, I did the Hayduke. Oh, we could do the Southwest. Hayduke, Grand Enchantment, and I guess I got to bounce from the Grand Enchantment to some other Southwest trail and then come back and finish up the Grand Enchantment. We're doing the Southwest calendar year Triple Crown. So it's technically still a through hike. If you count calendar year Triple Crowners as a through hike, you should count this as a through hike.
I think you're just trying to convince yourself, baby.
I am. I know y'all don't care. Like, it's not that important, but in my own mind and heart, it is very important.
He's been struggling. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I really want to have a nap.
I'm upset. So, that's kind of the update. We're in Santa Fe. We're going to be here tonight, tomorrow. With the road trip coming up, I'm going to probably keep in the theme of like daily videos just because I think that's fun to see if I can film each day of our type of travel days / hiking days. I'm not going to point out water sources while we're road tripping because I think that would be obscene. I mean, I could point out gas station water sources.
No.
I could put, I'm going to just, every time we go to a restaurant, point out water sources.
Baby.
Yeah.
Can I have a nap now? Can we finish the video, please?
You can actually see a water source right there. Wait, right there. Do you know what that water source is?
The bathroom?
It's the bathroom. It's a water source. So it's mile marker, I don't know how to stop. It's mile marker 200 plus? I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's a water source. You can drink that water. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm lost. I'm a big...
I think what you say is we're going to have a fun road trip. And when we go back to the Grand Enchantment Trail, we'll take them along with us.
I'm not there yet. You're farther ahead of me. I'm still in denial.
No, I think you're in bargaining or maybe anger.
Is this me angry?
You seem upset.
I am upset. I kind of want Domino's now. And I can't eat like I want to eat anymore because we're not through hiking. So I'm just going to get fat as hell on the road trip. It's not okay. I needed 2 more
Why
weeks.
don't you go get some of your regular person clothes out of the car?
I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to do that either.
Are you just going to wear hiking clothes until we get back on the Grand Enchantment later in the fall?
Yeah, because then it's considered a through hike. There's a lot of little boxes you have to check that nobody else defines besides yourself. If I wear my hiking shoes the rest of the year, still a through hike. If I wear these the rest of the year, still a through hike. If I call it Modi Hodi the rest of the year, still a through hike. What else? If I point out water sources. If I dig cat holes in cities, it's still a through hike.
I'm not going to dig cat holes in cities. I'm not going to let you get arrested for public indecency. Bedtime? Nap time? I'm really tired. I want a cold drink.
Yeah, I'm going to order Domino's and eat until I fill all the holes in my cracked heart with cheese.
Okay.
Okay.